Hello and welcome to another audio analysis. In today's video we're taking a look at the track Doubt Me by the American rock and metal band Beartooth. This is the fourth track that has been released from their upcoming fifth studio album The Surface, which does release on October 13th, and it's really showing this continued development of Caleb's mental health journey. In the past he's really focused on very negative thoughts and really shown that with the aggressive tones that we have seen on previous albums, even on their most recent in the form of Below. We really saw him hitting those low points, and now he's coming to the surface. He's really hitting that point where he's trying to break it upwards into the sky almost and really start to change that perspective that he's got in his mentality, and we have seen that through the most recent track Might Love Myself. It really was pleasantly surprising to see him donning a smile, to see him wooing and really looking like he was enjoying himself in the music he was producing, and really seeing that change in perspective. It's great for anybody that's been a long time Beartooth fan and has followed the journey that he has been through, and we're certainly seeing through these tracks such as Riptide Sunshine this more positive outlook, and I'd imagine this track will continue to do the same. So will this latest track doubt itself or be basking in confidence? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
I've been used by the useless. My whole body's covered in bruises, consumed by the clueless, so full of lies and excuses. I've let you take enough from me. I'm jumping ship to watch you sink. When you look back and I'm still standing, remember every time you doubt me. It makes me stronger than before. When you doubt me, it fuels the fire even more. So give me all you got. I can't wait to watch you rot. If there's one thing you should learn about me, don't ever fucking doubt me. Don't ever fucking doubt me.
So really we can see with this track we're delving back into something a bit more plunging, these really deep guitars that really just sink in and really give it this strong head-banging, powerful thud that the Beartooth are pretty much known for really delving into, certainly on Below and previous albums. They really went into the pits of despair and they're really emulating that sound, but certainly putting a much more positive spin. You can really see that Caleb is beginning to show that self-doubt that he's casting away. You can see that with the mirror opening where he's almost talking to himself, but it does have that dual purpose. It can be other people, external factors that have really influenced his self-doubt, and he's no longer kind of being held down by them, but also not being held down by himself. So I love the use of the mirror and the visuals to really show that I've been used by the useless, my whole body's covered in bruises. So almost like you've been through quite a battle with yourself, or certainly others, consumed by the clueless, so full of lies and excuses. So you can really see that it's kind of putting that past tense almost, that he's kind of got over that point and we're moving into the present as you do head towards the chorus. I've let you take enough from me, I'm jumping ship to watch you sink. So almost this part of him that he's now casting away almost, and he's continuing to still stand as he kind of continues that trend upwards, and he remains the king of choruses. I just don't know how he does it. It's his proficiency for writing hooky, catchy choruses, and this is another song that really shows that power that he has got, that he's always had across most of their albums. They probably are one of the bands that have the strongest choruses of probably any band in the scene at the moment.
Now you're gone, with no traces. You might as well have been faceless. Expose all your weakness. I'm getting back to the basics. The smoke is clear, I'm seeing red. I won't stop fighting till I'm dead. When you look back and I'm still standing, remember every time you doubt me. It makes me stronger than before. When you doubt me, it fuels the fire even more. So give me all you got. I can't wait to watch you rot. If there's one thing you should learn about me, don't ever fucking doubt me.
And I really like how we're seeing this just aggressive sound that's really coming through, but keeping it so melodic, keeping it really have this larger than life feeling. You can really see him pushing those notes out in the chorus to really make it quite anthemic at the same time as well. It's something you can get everybody on board with. That idea of rising and rebelling almost, or fighting back against that self-doubt. Now you're gone with no traces. You can really see that he's cast it off, he's gotten rid of it. You might as well have been faceless. I've exposed all your weakness. You can really see he's going back to a much more positive mindset. He's returning to that point before he dealt with a lot of these anxiety, this depression and things like that. The smoke is clear, I'm seeing red. So he's kind of angry with himself that it's maybe taken this long to get to this point, but now he's not going to stop fighting till he's dead to maintain that really good quality of a mindset that he has moved into. And I really love the way that he's continuing to use music as a vessel for pushing himself forward, and that aggressive tone, don't ever fucking doubt. You can really see that emotion, that power coming through on that last lyric and how much he actually means it with this vocal delivery, and you can really see that reflecting through the music as well.
Now you're stuck treading water in the ocean alone. Let out light for apologies. How about a rope and a stone? Take enough from me. I'm jumping ship to watch you sink. When you look back and I'm still standing, remember every time you help me. It makes me stronger than before. When you help me, it fuels the fire even more. So give me all you got. I can't wait to watch you rock. If there's one thing you should learn about me, don't ever fucking tell me.
And I really love the way in the visuals we really had him flipping off the camera, so it almost like he's flipping off the doubters, or certainly that self-doubt that he did have within himself. You can really see that he's fueling his own fire. And one thing I really love that they did with the lyrics in this is make constant reference to things like the ocean, the idea of a rope and a stone, being dragged down, being under the surface almost, to that point where he was drowning in his own self-doubt, but now he's kind of getting to that point where he can swim almost, and you can really see these references about the stone pulling him down, and it fits in beautifully with the album as well. The surface, breaking that surface tension, kind of escaping this bottomless pit, this wide open, vast open ocean that he's been stuck in for quite some time. So I like how they're constantly making references to things like the ocean, these really simple things that you can use as metaphor to really show that you're drowning mentally and you're managing to escape from that. So I really do love the way they did that. Also making great use of the fire as well to really show that passion, that emotion that's really coming through from Caleb in the vocal delivery and in the musical style as well. I also really love the way they went back to something much deeper, much more plunging with the guitars and these really thick drums that really do come in to give it such a strong feel to the track. Really strong energy, making it very anthemic with the chorus as well. It's something the band really do so well, mixing up the almost melodic sounds with something anthemic and keeping it heavy and intertwining them all together for a very polished final product. And I think actually this is probably one of my favourites of the four that we have heard so far. As much as I love Sunshine, I think this is probably a little bit stronger, I would feel, of the four. And certainly I think a lot of people are really going to get on board with this track. I know I might love myself caught a lot of people out, but this definitely feels a bit more closer to the Beartooth sound that we know and love. And I love the way they're not ditching their sound completely despite going for this more positive mindset. And they're really showing this fight back, really showing this positive mental attitude from Caleb, and it really shines through on the music in this track. So that will be everything for today's video, but as always, feel free to let me know your thoughts about this track in the comments section below. How do you think it lives up to the other three that we have heard from The Surface so far? Or let me know if you're very, very excited to get to hear the album in full. I know I certainly am, to see exactly how it does round out. Also, if you'd like to see more Beartooth content, I have reviewed a couple of the other tracks from this upcoming album, so if you want to find them, I will post a link in the description of this video. And if you would like to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next Dojo analysis.